world of firearms, few rifles have ever looked as bizarre or as advanced as the Heckler Koch G11. Angular, boxy, and completely unlike anything else on the battlefield, the G11 was a bold leap into the future of warfare. A gun without brass casings, a gun that could fire 3 rounds before you even felt the recoil from the first. So what happened? Why did the most revolutionary rifle of the 20th century never make it past prototype? Let's dive into the strange, fascinating story of the G11. In the 1960s and 70s, NATO nations were looking ahead to the soldier of tomorrow. West Germany in particular wanted to leapfrog conventional firearms tech. The goal was simple: deliver higher firepower with less weight, less recoil, and greater accuracy. Enter Heckler Koch, Germany's premier weapons manufacturer. Working with Dynamit Nobel, they set out to build something entirely new, a rifle that would use caseless ammunition. Traditional bullets come with metal casings, brass or steel, that house the gunpowder and primer. When fired, that casing is ejected. It's reliable but adds weight and complexity. Caseless ammunition, on the other hand, eliminates the casing entirely. The propellant and projectile are fused into a single block. It's lighter, smaller, and faster to cycle. For the G11, this meant 3 things. 1. No need for a mechanical ejection system. 2. A lighter loadout for soldiers. 3. Higher rates of fire, much higher. The G11 wasn't just a new rifle. It was an entirely new concept of warfare. At the heart of the G11 was its rotary breech mechanism, a cylindrical chamber that rotated to load, fire, and chamber the next round. This enabled the gun's most insane feature, hyperburst mode. In this mode, the G11 fired 3 rounds at 2,100 rounds per minute, before the recoil from the first shot even reached the shooter's shoulder. The result? A tight cluster of bullets that struck the target almost simultaneously, massively improving hit probability. Even its looks were unconventional. Boxy and minimalist, the G11 seemed ripped from a sci-fi movie. And in many ways it was, but it was also very real. Throughout the 1980s, the G11 underwent extensive testing, and in the early 1990s, the U.S. Army took a serious look at it under the Advanced Combat Rifle ACR program. The competition was fierce: the Steyr ACR, the Colt ACR, and AAI's Flechette rifle. But the G11 stood out. Its caseless ammo and hyperburst firing made it the most radical entry by far. Reports from the trials praised its accuracy and innovation. Soldiers found the recoil negligible, and the high hit probability made it deadly in theory. But in practice, the G11 had problems. First, there were technical issues. Caseless ammo is extremely sensitive to heat. Without a metal casing to absorb and eject heat, the G11 risked cook-off, where rounds could detonate from the heat alone. Then there was cost. The G11 was incredibly complex. Each rifle was expensive to produce, and the unique ammunition would require entirely new supply chains. And perhaps most critically, the world changed. With the fall of the Berlin Wall and the collapse of the Soviet Union, military budgets were slashed. The Cold War was over, and so was the appetite for futuristic weapons. The ACR program was canceled. The G11 was shelved. Today, the G11 remains a cult icon. It never saw combat, never left prototype, and yet it continues to fascinate gun enthusiasts, engineers, and gamers alike. Its design has inspired countless sci-fi weapons, from Halo to Call of Duty, and its daring leap into caseless technology still echoes in modern research. The G11 may have failed, but it failed gloriously. It showed us what was possible when engineering breaks the mold. In a world of AR-15 clones and minor upgrades, the G11 dared to be different. And for that, it deserves its place in the history books. Not as a weapon of war, but as a symbol of what could have been. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Which lost military tech should we cover next? And remember, sometimes the future arrives early, and the world just isn't ready for it.